Hi, my name is Alexandria Evans, and these are a few things that I have learned in my script analysis class. So, some of the first things that I can name off the top of my head that we have learned are first impressions, theatrical genres, given circumstances, writing processes, and like the importance of plot, character, thought, language, music, and spectacle, which are all a part of the elements of drama, I believe. Which in script analysis, one of the important things is the elements of drama because they are supposed to help us like truly understand the deeper, more importance of what's going on in a script. So for example, plot. Plot is very distinct from the story. It helps with the imitation of action and helps us understand the selection of arrangements of events that are supposed to happen on stage. And for character, there's many different things with character. It could be like a protagonist or an antagonist. You try and figure out what's like the conflict with that character, like character versus character, character versus society, character versus nature, character versus supernatural, or character versus self. And then we go into thought, and thought is a very distinct subject. um, it helps to prove a thesis or set forth an opinion. Then there is language, which helps us convey the thought or, deeper meaning through like language. There's different types of language, which there's connotative, denotative, and another type is verse and prose, I believe. And then there is music, which music sets the mood of plays and films. There's spectacle, which is the visual elements of the production or the elements of design. And so that's one of the major important things that we have been learning in this class. Another really important one is theatrical genres. And so, with theatrical genres, there is tragedy, comedy, melodrama, and tragic comedy. So, all of these are very important because, when you are able to tell which kind of element or genre you're reading, it becomes more easier to answer certain questions. Like for tragedy, it's like, in the play of in this tragedy, why are people just really cruel? Like, how does it invoke pity and fear in the audience? And for comedy, it's like, how is it different from drama? Like what elements, are different from the two. And there's very different kinds of dramedy, sorry, comedy. There's like satire, domestic comedy, comedy of ideas, comedy of matters. So everything kind of like is in sections but also comes in more sections, so it's a lot, but we're still learning about that as well. Another really important one is given circumstances. So what is it so learning given circumstances more or less helps us kind of like understand more in depth what's going on inside the play. Like for example, there's time and season, economic environment, political environment, social environment, religious environment. All these kind of things help us sort of set the tone for what's going on, and maybe understand the background of what's going on better. So like for time slash season, it's kind of like, well, in the play, what's the year, what's the season, what's the weather like. For economic, it's like, what's valued, what's considered like not valued, like what kind of like factors of wealth or poverty are there. For political environment, it's like, who's protected, who's marginalized, like who's in charge, what type of government are we dealing with. Social environments, more like what kind of social institutions are there, traditions, etc. It's all kind of like that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much from what I remember, we've been doing. I think right now we are learning more so about the writing process and how to properly analyze scripts and make them into essays. But yeah, that's pretty much what I know that we've been learning. Um, and I know part of this project we also have to talk about ourselves. So, hi, my name is Alex. I am a drama major over at Palo Alto College. And some of my goals, I guess long term and short term, would be to just be able to do more theater and film locally, to get my bachelor's in production and performance at Texas State. Um, a glimpse in my life in San Antonio. Not really much happens, especially as a college kid. I'm usually just either working or doing homework or I'm at rehearsal, which I guess the more I think about it, I wouldn't really want to change it because, I do enjoy being at rehearsal and all that. I mean, COVID stinks, so it's like, there's probably much more we could be doing. But yeah, that's pretty much essentially it. My life's not glamorous or fun, everyday adventures. But yes, that is all. Thank you for listening.